Right. Okay. So
Still
we're gonna
going?
try this again, guys. Brett will be primary commentator for all of these as the more experienced player. I'm gonna keep an eye on the chat and enjoy the ride, shall we say?
Yeah,
Um,
where's my chat? It's weird.
so I'm just trying to make it so it's actually big enough in here.
Okay, so hands have been drawn. We're looking at a 3-3 for Turek with Sanctum Guardian, Obey the Grim, and Chalet the Safeguard, Routine Job, Yancy Gang, and Skeleton Key. And at the bottom for the Smrodyle3Ciy2 guys, we've got Power Skulls, Ice Staff, Tremor, Soul Keeper, Sinistrous, Brent, and Yancy Gang.
So I know you've already done this, Brett, on the previous stream, but is it worth just pausing for a sec to going through the decks and just talking about the two decks? Because I think it's worth highlighting here. We've got a Worlds Collide versus an AOA deck. Obviously, Worlds Collide at the bottom, AOA at the top, and the fact that everyone is always quick to dismiss AOA, even though we always see it in a few of the top decks, even when it's not enforced. What the highlights you have here? I mean.
Yeah,
so much going on in both of these.
AOA is a sort of it's sort of like a glass cannon. If it goes off, it's beautiful, but it kind of shatters itself. But it's very flimsy. If it pops off, you're gonna win. But other than that, it's very flimsy. It's the kind of feeling I got from Mass Mutation, where it's very board and combo based. But with Mass Mutation, they added the enhancements, which is a big power equalizer.
Oh god, yes. I mean, it changes the whole game in a good way. But yeah,
when you've got AOA decks like this one, which has got double Routine Job, double Mimicry, double Dusk Witch, double Glimmer, double Lion,
double Bumblebird,
they can be very strong. Bumblebird, I'm not a big fan of.
Nah,
because if you get it,
it has its place, but you're right, it's not world changing.
No, it's brilliant if you're on the other side of a Fang Tooth or anything like that.
Yes,
but
sacrificial.
Yeah, one thing I do like about AOA is the same as it was with KOTE. It's a very steal and capture heavy meta, whereas when you go into Worlds Collide and Mass Mutation, as we see with the Worlds Collide on the bottom, it becomes very capture and loss. And like, if you look at Mass Mutation, there's a lot less steal. The conditions for steal have gone a lot higher if you compare Ransack to Bait and Switch.
Yes, yep.
Whereas key costs and capture have become a lot more a lot more necessary for the game. If you play Mass Mutation, the best thing you can do is let your opponent forge, but make them pay loads for it.
And whenever I play the game, I always find the best games are when you play matching sets. For me, are always my favourite games. But I know this was quite a controversy that most people disagree with. But the games I've always liked best, it actually is AOA v AOA.
Yeah, well,
they've always been the best games I've played.
They're the ones that are the more geared towards each other. But then you also get the huge power swings. Whereas, like in KOTE, in KOTE it's a case of you draw a dud or you draw a beast. In AOA, in Sealed, there are so many things you've got to play around because you don't get to know your opponent's list.
Well, that's true for every set, I'd say. AOA is the same. But anyway, man, let's hit the play button.
Going through the decks, we're looking at a very capture-heavy list at the bottom, but with the pile of skulls being the big key. And this Brenda Fanatic is going to be might be huge if they come at the same time as Ragnarok. So let's get the games going and let's see how this goes. Now, Yancy Gang does come down first, which is quite interesting, but I guess it makes sense because there's no point dropping the disc creature until your opponent's got Amber to steal.
Yep. And also, I think at the time he only had one Shadows in his hand, so it freed up his hand, hopefully for a better split. But
no, he had Brenda in his hand and he had Yancy Gang.
My mistake.
So
okay, my bad.
What he's probably looking at doing here is playing Brandon and using a Yancy Gang to immediately steal that back.
Makes sense.
But it does leave Brand without the extra value. 3 creatures that Tremor.
Ooh.
Looking very good here. And yeah, he sees the exact same line. 3 cards in your hand, you can cut them off with the Tremor, get the Amber from Iron Staff, and drop the Power Skulls as well.
Exactly. So there goes the Tremor. obviously stunning the 3 opponent Sanctum, and then the Pile of Skulls comes down as well. So, with the redraw though on both sides, I think it's going to be a Shadows call. Must be a Shadows call from. Which is the top team?
Top team is Bootcamp. Bottom team is City.
Cool. So Bootcamp from, I believe, Germany versus City from Poland.
Very interesting play, just going for the unstun, not setting up the Shadows board or going for the steal with Nerve Blast.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if I would have done that, but then I'm not sure. I would never got to this point in the tournament. So.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have done that. I'd have wanted. I'm a very rushy sort of player. I want to get through my deck as quickly, and especially this early, I want to set up a board. I want to have my threats, and when you've got 2 taunters, getting a Yancey gang behind the taunter seems really good.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially getting that Skeleton Key Obey the Grim combo going.
Well, let's see how it goes.
Double Brent. We've got double Brent here now.
Oh.
Drops Rock Grub. Gets the Soul Keeper down. Very nice.
He can hawk to get rid of one of his own artifacts to get the extra amber as well. I mean,
that's very true.
Extra archive. I mean, the shadows here for City are. Yeah, that's what I would want to have.
Yeah, Valorous has got a very good Shadows board here. He can easily get himself to 6.
The only issue with Brand is if it comes down now, there's not enough amber to steal from the opponent. So
there is now.
Yeah, there is now. Yeah, well, that solved that problem. Well, arguably created that problem.
Yeah. Again, going into Sanctum, not playing any cards from hand, so kind of not keeping momentum going. Whereas Valorous is keeping the momentum going. He's making big plays. He's keeping that pendulum is swinging in his favor, and he's drawing more through his cards a lot quicker.
Yeah.
I mean, we're looking at 20. Well, we're looking at 19. Well, less 18 cards in deck for Valorous, and 26 at the top.
I mean, this is an AOA deck. AOA decks generally, the ones that are good now are fast decks to get the combos recycling. I mean, this is interesting.
You want your Jenkers, you want your Binet, you want to be able to go for your deck quickly to get to your Binet Rupture Interdimensional Graft. You want your Juggernaut, Ganga Chieftain. You want to be cycling your deck quickly, getting those combo pieces back.
Alright, it's got Shadows this time.
Yeah, Nerve Blast comes down. Routine Jobs come down.
Yeah.
The Hawk was played to get rid of the Iron Staff, which means Skeleton Key is safe.
Yeah.
Bumblebird, Grove Keeper, Mimicry, Fogbank. That could be nasty.
What's in the discard pile that I want to replay? I mean, there's apart from the
Tremor.
Hawk, I suppose, but he's not got a lot there to damage. I mean, that's probably the right choice. I mean, I would probably do Hawk to get the 2 amber, but
is it really worth hawking when the opponent hasn't got any Brobnar down? Because it only triggers on during. I guess it triggers no matter what turn it is. I guess.
Well, it's more get the 1 amber for destroying an artifact and 1 amber for the card itself, and it's planning ahead. But again,
are we going to see an Exhume onto Rock Grub just to get him off check?
Yep, there we go. Exhume onto Rock Grub to get him off check.
And then it's going to be a Reap with this creature. Threatening with check themselves.
Or steal using Yancey Gang.
Yeah, can't. It's a disturb.
Yes, you're right. I'll get Yancey Gang mixed up with what's his name.
That Hysteria is really bad here with the 2 Brens down.
Yeah, but doesn't need to be played yet. If you look at the Brognar.
If they're allowed to forge here, that Scrapper becomes a lot worse because it doesn't get the additional damage in. However, if they go Sanctum just to get them off the key, they can instantly wipe out that Boran the Redeemed with the Scrapper as long as they have 3 or more amber.
Yeah.
Also got Chemo Eclipse. The boards, the momentum is definitely in Free City's favour here.
Oh, completely.
They're a lot deeper into the deck. The board state's bigger, and although the amber's even, the steal on board with those 2 Brens are a massive threat, and they need a non-lethal way to deal with them, which just doesn't exist in this AOA deck.
No.
There's no lights out. If they can get lights out before he gets Ragnarok, then he can benefit from the Bren's 2 amber.
That's not. So that's.
But that's it.
I mean, the better position would be to try and speed the Forge through and then get rid of the Brens when you got no amber. But I mean, that's.
Play special delivery and Yansing is sacrificing a lot of momentum to stop this first key.
But he has also got himself to the 7 amber.
Got himself to 7. Puts the amber on Obey the Grim because that is a beautiful little bit of synergy with the skeleton key.
Yeah.
The highest amount of creatures is still this, which means Etramate is going to kill itself. Will kill a dis creature.
Yep.
Can't really stop the Forge.
No, not at all.
Goes dis. And we're going to see the Hysteria.
It'll be interesting.
It would, yeah, definitely would be interesting.
I can't see what else he's going to do. Why else would he go this?
So Reaps a Rock Grub, puts Rock Grub into his archive. Kind of feel that's, if you're going to hit it, I don't know if the Hysteria is going to come down then, because you kind of want the Rock Grub for the instant effect.
We'll see. I mean, he's got the free reap out of it, and it's in his archive for a future turn.
Malison into Broad and Redeemed, capture 1 from his own side on a creature on the flank. Malison on the kills Bren because there's 4. Oh, there's 4. There was 4 Shadows creatures, which means Bren was able to be killed. That is a beautiful little play. That is very nice.
Should have seen that one, but didn't see it. Yeah.
Well, because there was 5 disc creatures, and then hits
Exactly.
Bren, puts it onto Obeyed. Gonna hit. Where's the fight gonna go this time? Takes out Obeyed. Gonna put it on Brother Redeemed. There's some nasty cat steel in there.
Gonna be interesting. I would have put it onto Brent, but that's just to give encouragement for the other guys to get rid of it.
I
but
don't think it's going to make that much of a difference purely in the fact that I think the Hysteria is coming. Because if you've got the Sinisters... Yeah, the Hysteria is coming.
Yeah, there we go.
Because when you play your first creature against Sinister, it's classed as being on the left flank, so he's going to steal 1 anyway.
That is fair. Yeah.
He also knows that his opponent is going to be running very limited on Sanctum, because they've kept calling it and not playing many cards.
Yep.
So this is
But he knows he's also got 4 in his hand, and he knows which 4 are there. So
exactly.
yeah.
So
So he gets the control point.
His opponent has played this very well. His opponent only had 1 extra Sanctum card in hand, but has also put them in a very precarious position here.
I don't think. Yep. Yeah, he did 1 extra. My bad. Yeah, he did. So let's see what comes next.
Because Obaid's down, so I think these 2 keys are not going to be interrupted.
So look at the shadows for City though. He's got in his hand.
Yeah. Mugs,
Sweet.
even if you just capture.
So you got the setup there. You got the skeleton key. The hysteria. Remember, he's played it to trigger hysteria.
And Mimic
kinda makes
Hysteria discarded the Bumblebird because it wasn't going to make any much difference with the Hysteria.
Well, you could have played it, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it bounced straight back to the hand and you had to discard it.
No, not if you did the hysteria first, surely.
You can't
if
because
you did
it's
the
an
mimic-
alpha.
Always forget that. Yeah, completely.
A lot of people forget Bumblebird's an alpha because it's such a weird card. It's not like an OP alpha unless you've already got a board set up.
Yeah.
It's the same
Yeah.
as a Heist Knight. Do you go Shadows here just to get Bren back out, get this up? No.
Ooh. Again, I would have done, but that doesn't.
Well, he's... Oh, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, he's just get this back out because he can get the
He's
theft.
getting this back out, and with Rock Grub, he's going to be taking back down to 2.
Yeah.
There's also a shout out for Brobnar here, really, because you could go Scrapper, kill the Grove Keeper, then use Ganga Chieftain to reap, and then get Alaka down. But, yeah. Shell Safeguard. That Shell Safeguard is going to get huge. Is there a point where you should have put Brown the Redeemed next to the Grove Keeper? And then a Taunter?
Maybe, but if you see what he's got coming out, it's got Dust Witch and another Mimicry out at the
That
top.
is a 2/2/2 hand now.
Yes. So at that point, he'll be playing Sanctum to make use of the Sanctum he's got out.
I think he's going to go Shadows.
Really?
I think he's going to go Shadows to use the Dust Chronicles to draw, get Yancy Gang down, and then hope that Yancy Gang and Grovekeeper survive, so that Prince Derek gets him the free amber.
I'm not sure, but I would have assumed he's going to go Sanctum to get the extra reaping off.
Other than that, it might be an Untamed turn where we get the Hysteria back up, and then Grovekeeper and Duskwitch come back down, and hope that Duskwitch survives the turn.
Well, occasionally she does.
Reaper Retromate gets rid of the Sanctum Guardian.
Yep. I think you're right, actually, with the Untamed turn. It's more likely now with the
Sanctum rapidly.
Yeah.
These Malisons are just going unchecked thanks to the Elusive, because they're just putting everything on Brown the Redeemed.
I've never seen Alice Madison as that good a card, but obviously I missed it. I mean,
Malison is amazing if you can keep it around. If your opponent plays elusive creatures, you can give them skirmish. I prefer it to Dedrix just because it's capture from the opponent's own side onto their own creatures, which makes it really hard to deal with.
Yeah.
I mean, if your opponent's got Senator Baracus or Senator Strix, then yeah, you kind of want to be a bit more careful.
Maybe I've just been unlucky whenever I play with them because I generally end up playing against those sort of decks. So.
Well, I like Dis in every set, which makes me very sad for Dark Tidings.
Oh, Dis on the way out, aren't they? Yeah, I forgot about that. Well, it's fair enough. Time to find a new favourite.
But yeah, apparently Unfathomable are gonna fill the void that Dis leaves. So I'm trading demons for sea creatures.
Not sure which
Go
I'd rather have on my
again. This Sanctum plays. Your opponent,
okay, fair enough.
Yeah, your opponent's on 5 amber. You're on 1, and yeah, this is a strange game. I'd love to know what was going through the players' minds at this time. Get Samaras down. Now Samaras going to stop the reap, but doesn't stop.
Oh, 2 glimmers at the same time. That sucks.
Yeah. However, you can hold 1 glimmer, get back the Glimmer, Mimicry, Hysteria, Glimmer, Mimicry, Hysteria, Glimmer, Mimicry, Hysteria.
Not sure that's going to help him, but yeah, he could do that.
Well, if he drops the Duskwitch, they all come in ready, and he can just,
Yeah, I suppose.
it's a janky play. It's a janky play, but it's Nature's Call, Witch of the Wilds on steroids. Not Witch of the Wilds, Witch of the Eye. Too many witches.
That could work. Right, what we got? So, yeah, we've got 6 in.
Gets to 6, puts Bren. His opponent's got no way to stop this forge.
Nothing in the discard either, no. Unless there's anything in the discard with Mimicry, you're right.
The second routine job's not shown up, which is a real shame. Again, this is where he wants to get through his deck really quickly. His opponent hasn't really played any actions, so the Mimicry's not really going to do anything here. Skeleton Key gets them off, but that's only for 1 turn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen here. I'd love to get in the Bootcamp player's head and find out why they just kept going Sanctum when it was less than optimal in my eyes. I would love to understand and see their reasoning, so I can understand why they made those plays. Because to me, it seems suboptimal.
So, just while we get to the end of this, guys, who are, the 11 of you who are watching this, can you just check to confirm that the audio is okay? Got me paranoid here, but I thought while we get this thinking time, let's get it on.
Goes on to 5, 3 Ember. That one seems, but this has got to be just a low Bromnar turn, right?
Well, yeah. Well, he could do shadows and throw Brand into something to steal the 3.
Well, no, because it's skirmish. It wouldn't do that.
Yeah, well, you're a fair point. I always forget he's skirmish. Yeah, you're right. It has to be. There's not a choice. It has to be Bruckner.
Yeah, it has to be Bromnar. Get Scrapper down. Wipe out Gamgee.
I don't think it really matters what he writes down. He just needs to. Yeah, right. It wipes out down to the 2 across. Then yeah, I mean.
Play Silcoon. You then put a Jack next to Silcoon. Use it to fight Yancy Gang.
Then put a corner down. Yeah. I mean.
Capture another one. Then play a Jack next. Then play the Ganga Chieftain. Or maybe even going to wipe out the Samaros. Get back up to 6. Force his opponent back into shadows. Jose Marie MB97, the current Crucible Impossible Deck Challenge champion, has joined us. Welcome, buddy, and congratulations on the win yesterday.
Oh, cool! He won. Awesome.
Yeah.
What a man.
It was a really good tournament.
Cool. How was it different? What made it possible?
Yeah, it was all the impossible decks. Well, apart from the stupidly good Rush one, they banned that one.
Cool. So we're on 6-0, coming into the Bootcamp Axis turn.
Loads of capture. Yancy Gang's gone. The only way to stop here. We're at 5,
What?
so he can.
Yeah. I think he just. Yeah, I thought it was at 6, my mistake.
No, he's
So
at
at 5.
5.
So it's got some breathing space. So is it then worth just getting through your Untamed?
I think it is. I think it's a case of going Glimmer, getting the Mimicry back, mugging their Yancy Gang, mugging your own Samaros,
discarding the Glimmer and then playing Duskwitch.
Do you discard the other Glimmer or do you hold on to it?
I think you need a routine job through, so you wanted to increase the chance of it coming through.
Well, here we go. He's gone Untamed. Gets the Mimicry back. Nice. Does he go for the double Tremor to make sure there's no reaping? But Samaros controls the reap. Ooh, I wish I left the chat open. I want to see what the copy was, but it killed Groke.
Yeah, that's double Tremor.
That's only a single Tremor.
Oh, my bad, only single Tremor. But he didn't discard the other Glimmer.
No, he's held on to it.
So as you said, that's what you'd have done, so.
Running Wrist Clocks, Breaker Hill, Bad Penny, Yancy Gang. I hate to say it, but I don't see a way that Torvak's coming back from this.
I mean,
Plays Ragnarok.
Okay.
You kind of want to kill your creatures because the Amber goes back after the Brent Steel triggers. So Torvak's gone up to 3, but we've got 7, and that's it. Look at the hand state.
Nothing.
Yeah, needed that second routine job.
Yeah.
Goes Shadows, plays the Pawn Sacrifice, doesn't even play it, passes, and there's the win.
Yep.
So.
Wow. Welcome to City, or is it Smrodyle3Ciy2 or Smrodyle3Ciy2, or I think it's the actual team name.
Yeah.